With me, we have...
Hey guys, I'm Ricky.
And I'm Citadel.
And I'm geschlossen. I'm
Yeah, Gash is a bit off screen right now.
Actually, maybe it's... Would it be better if you did that? I'm not sure.
Maybe.
Yeah, perhaps.
Yep.
Yep.
As you may have noticed, I am feeling to not use this hand that much. I had a weird decision to play this game with one hand. So we're just gonna start. The timing, where the timing starts, is a bit different to what you're probably used to in speedruns. We actually we disable the autosave by taking out the memory card, and it conveniently gives us this OK screen. And so anyone specifically want to press the button?
Is it this one? Which button is it? The one with the one on it? Oh yeah, sure, I'll do it.
'Kay.
So, 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's go.
Yep. Alright, so what you're going to see here is basically a regular any percent no lava tube skip run, but as you can see on the fan cam, he's doing it one-handed, which is actually, he's going to make this look like a two-handed run almost. Like, if I didn't actually see what's going on down here, I would assume he's actually just holding it with two hands. It's very awkward to do PS2 games with one hand. I've tried in the past, so this is, I don't know, this is definitely impressive for what it is. So what no lava tube skip is essentially, there was a skip found a few years ago where you can skip the 72 cell requirement for the end of the game. That gets you to lava tube. So that's like the amount you need to beat the game. It's kind of like the 70 star to get the Bowser kind of thing. You can skip the cell requirement for that, and you get to see a bit more of the game here in no lava tube skip. So he's going to do that one-handed.
Oh, the bunk.
How did you come up with the idea to play with one hand?
Back when I had minuscule amount of followers on Twitch, I think I got 150 or 100, one of those two, and I did it as a follower special to just do a one-handed run. And later on, I was burnt out with no LTS, but I sort of still wanted to do it, so I sort of relearned it with one hand. And we're getting closer to the PB I actually have two-handed, but not quite there yet. So yeah, about the progression of the game, like Ricky said, there are sort of these cell requirements for each area. And we're going to meet all of them here, but we're not actually going to do... we're going to skip sort of one of those things you do with the cell requirement, even though we meet it, but that's going to be later in the run, so you don't really have to worry about that. We're going to collect these power cells around the levels, routed to be exact amount, and routed to be the fastest cells, of course. We wouldn't take cells that are slower.
Yeah, there's a total of 101 cells in the route, and you're going to be getting, I think, is it 74?
Yeah,
by
total.
the end. Yeah, you need 72 to get into lava tube, but you need to get another cell to get rid of the zoomer at the end of lava tube, and then you need to get one to get past the final cutscene. So these things are scout flies. Very simple. You just need seven of them in each level, and they give you a power cell. Some of them in some levels are slow, so we don't get them, but it's pretty fast here in Sandover. So he's coming up to something called an extended uppercut, or is it going to be a boosted here?
It's an extended, yeah.
Yep, there we go. So whenever he's punching off a ledge and then uppercutting and then spinning, he's essentially...
That's a boosted.
Yep, nice, there you go. So you can kind of... what an extended is basically just gaining a lot of height by dipping down with the punch first and then spinning to regain that height. A boosted is... by like slightly walking over an edge, you can get a boost forward, and he's going to be using that to get to locations. Use that for some skips.
Right, here's the skillful section of the run. You need to know what you're doing here. Guitar, you want to explain fish?
So there's two kinds of fish. There's 1 pound fishes and 5 pound fishes.
Yes.
And you need to catch 200 pounds of those fish.
Yes. The thing about the fish that kind of sucks for speedruns is that we don't have control how good or bad the fish are, as fast or slow. So it's complete RNG, pretty much.
You guys, as all time the same amount of fish, but you don't know if they're going to be greens or yellows ones, or even eels. So you want to get a lot of yellows to finish the fish early on.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
actually a really slow cell. We shouldn't like do this cell, but it allows us to open an area that has a lot of very fast cells, so it's still worth it to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, on its own, the cell is not worth it at all because you have to sit through several cutscenes. But yeah, we open an area later on, basically, which is useful.
What are your guesses before
Yeah,
eels
get
first?
the-
Guesses before yields?
Yeah,
131.
I'll guess 152.
I'll go 137.
I say 150 flat.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah, so we have so there's essentially these small phases, and we can sort of tell how good the fish are by, you know, how many fish you have going into the eel phase. There's just the part where there's a bunch of eels. We didn't really explain the eels, but basically you just, if you catch one, you fail the challenge, so you don't want to do that.
Yeah. It starts over from 0.
Yeah. It's looking alright so far.
Yeah, it's not awful by any means.
Is this where I hope it goes awful, so I get my guess right, or I hope it goes well, so you save time? Oh, well, there goes mine.
There goes mine as well.
Oh,
There goes mine as
oh,
well.
Qatar wins.
Yeah, Qatar was the closest. And it was luckily it was better than all of the guesses.
You can get a 5-pound, you know, every once in a while in this eel phase, and getting a few is kind of nice. Actually got a lot.
That was a really good eel phase.
Yeah, if you have like the best luck, you can actually finish even before the eel phase, but that happens. One in like 200 rounds maybe, or even less probably.
Yep. So there's fish. Got all of them. Did we miss any? I don't think we did. We shouldn't miss any.
Imagine Jak having to catch the fish like with like the net one-handed as well.
Oh,
He has
yeah.
to sit in the water, do that.
Dude, we're a one-handed team. So we're gonna make our way to the top of the temple tower here. We're gonna do it with a bit of a detour, just to get some resources that will help us in the speed run. So yeah, these are orbs. I don't think we really covered orbs. They're like the currency of this game. Oh, I missed that. Nice. They're like the currency of this game. We're gonna use them to buy cells. I'm not sure if you mentioned it.
No, I didn't. I kind of went over that. Usually you would need to like, suppose like bribe, you know, different characters in the game and just tell them, hey, we give you 90 orbs, you give us a cell.
Oh my god. I had to do this very slowly because I missed the eco. Oh. Oh. Getting trolled by everything.
You got some cells that are quite easy. Sometimes you need to do a challenge, and sometimes they're just sitting right here.
Yeah.
So convenient. We get the easy ones, and then the harder ones. Back in the day, we had to be timed a lot of the time because they were around the same speed.
Yeah. So this eco I don't want to miss. Because I want to keep this eco all the way around this section. Just so I can use a blue eco pad soon. I think I'm good.
Yeah, so Blue Eco essentially activates these pads right here, and they speed you up a little bit, and they magnify the orbs to you. So that's useful. And then you get the vents right there, which gives you full Blue Eco. And then we got a little shortcut jump here.
If my square button would work.
And nice, there you go.
Yeah.
Let's skip that whole section of jumping around the platforms.
Yep. So here's Temple. Temple has some precise movement, but it's not all that hard once you know what you're doing
Yeah, it's just a lot of spacing, essentially.
on these moving platforms.
Oof, that was nice.
Some orbs, get these corner ones. I'm gonna have to kind of do this unoptimally because I would have probably got a backwards boost off of that.
So by getting this cell, we activate the blue eco vents all around the world. We're going to use later.
Yeah, those are gonna come into huge play in a lot
Yeah,
of
which
cases.
this little observation cutscene sort of shows.
Yeah. So every vent like that is now open in the game.
Coming up next is the first real mini-boss of the game called Plant Boss.
Yeah, so as you can quite clearly see, the theme of this game is you complete something, you get a power cell, and that's plant boss is no exception. We can do normally in a casual playthrough, you would kill these guys as I do, and then the plant boss would it would like bring up its leaves, and you would balance on them and like jump up those to hit his face or its face, and you don't actually have to wait for it to get the leaves out. You can just straight up damage it as soon as it gets out of that. And we do a small damage buffer here to get the blue eco early and get the cell.
Yeah, and we also need to be on 1 HP for the next part, because we want a death abuse.
Yeah, we're gonna do a small death warp to go back to the beginning. That was pretty close. That TNT perfectly rounds out to the 7 scout flies there at the end.
Yeah.
Gets that cell, and he's gonna be. This is a great enough height to die, so he's gonna just jump off here, and you got the faster one.
Yep.
Already faster than Josh. He didn't do that at GDQ.
So here we do a save load, because the game thinks we're already in Sandover, which we're technically not, but the game says we are, so we believe it. And then we save load, and we end up here. And then next stop is Misty Island. Someone wanna explain why Misty is a bit of an iffy one?
Yeah. So especially one-handed on Misty Island, as soon as the boat gets to its location, you'll sort of see like the screen like flash, and then in the background, later on in the level, there's a bunch of zeppelins flying around the level. And essentially, the faster you go, the better of a cycle you have to catch these zeppelins. You want to catch optimally 3 of them on like this bridge section, and then you need to drop down to a zoomer, where you normally casually would need to catch them, but because they're flying over the bridge, you can just hit at least 3 of them out here.
Who liked this muse as a kid, by the way? Because I don't like it. I want to grab it instantly.
With one hand. Feel free to post one hands, by the way.
Yeah, I want to see some one hands in the chat when I look back at this. So yeah, Misty's gonna have a lot of precise things to do, just so I don't go too slow. Here we're gonna do something that a lot of new runners don't actually know we do. We go to the right of that ledge, and that deloads the zeppelins and loads them back. So that is needed for optimal cycles on the zeps.
Yeah, each zeppelins like count as one thing to load. So by deloading a specific ones, we can like change the cycle of all of them so they are like closer to each other.
So here's a really annoying roll jump that I hope to not fail. So I would like to focus on this one.
Oh, nice. Nice one. Very nice. Yeah, it's super hard to hit, even with 2 hands.
Oh no, I might not make it to the eco vent. Yeah, I'm not even gonna go for it. We can get backup sword for that. Okay, that vent.
Yeah, so he was meant to grab the blue eco and then hurry over to the vent. But are you 10 or 15 orbs behind now?
It's 15 pretty much. We don't need those orbs because we want to go fast and get the cycles. Since we're getting backup orbs in later levels, we might as well get more of them. They're in a very big stack. Here I'm gonna damage buffer so I have more time to get the cycles. Didn't actually mean to damage buffer twice, but I guess we'll do it.
Yeah, so this is very scary. A lot of things that can kill him right here.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go for that.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll get him later.
That was very scary. But you got 2 of them, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if you die during this section, all of the lurkers respawn.
Yeah, so it'd have to get all of them on the zoomer instead of like even getting those 2. Optimally, you would get all 3. I had to sissy out there.
Yeah, and you'd get a worse cycle too, so it was definitely worth it to stay alive.
Can I get this guy before it gets up? Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
So the challenge would normally end right there.
Yeah.
But because there's a guy he missed. I'm assuming you didn't go for him because you took that extra bit of damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have gone for him if I hadn't been destroyed by one of the logs that I didn't mean to actually jump on.
Yeah.
Because the logs damage you, no matter what you do, you can't like punch through them or ground pound them. They will damage you. So yeah, that's the Zeppelin section. Not as, it didn't go as well as I would have hoped it to, but I'm glad I just didn't die.
Yeah, Misty's pretty rough, and it is still not over. He still has to hit a fairly precise boosted at the end of this section, and if he actually does it optimally, he can skip the ledge grab. But I'm not expecting that with one hand.
Yeah, it's funny how the timing for the ledge grabless boosted is actually slightly different than just going for the boosted. So I'm not really used to the ledge grabless one.
So normally he needs to get blue eco here to activate the platform to get over to this part. You'll see it very soon. It's over off there in the distance, but you can get it boosted to the cell here.
Nice. I didn't get it.
Yeah.
The ledge is a bit like round sort of on some sections, so but I'll blame that on myself for now.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the harder boosted in the game.
Nice.
nice.
No ledge grab.
Some salvation.
Yeah. And they do a quick boosted here just to get back to the boat a bit faster. So little speed tech right there. Actually, he's resetting the swimming animation because the first part of the swimming animation is faster than the second. So he's actually just tapping up on the stick to swim faster.
Exactly. You don't want to spam too fast, or you just won't even get like the first part of the animation, which means you'll barely move ahead. So coming up is probably pretty much the chillest one of the levels, because Sentinel doesn't have any like hard tricks. It does have some movement and some climbing sections, but there's really no like run killers in Sentinel. You rarely reset here.
Yeah, this is meant to be the first level you visit. It's even where the cutscene at the start tells you to go. But we actually need to activate the Blue Echo pad we activated in the temple to do some of the stuff here. So normally you'd have to backtrack here again, so it's faster in the speedrun to do it on as a third level.
Yep.
Yeah.
So SixRoc's going to do a small sequence break here. You're not meant to climb this giant tower this way, but he's going to do it anyway. It's going to look like this. And he's up there, and he can get easily to the cannon. So normally he'd need to traverse through a bunch of platforms with the Blue Eco Blue Eco launchers, I guess you'd call them. And here's another thing you're not really supposed to do. You're not supposed to actually shoot the Pelican, but...
You're not to?
You can. I don't know. I assume it was intended since the Pelican does.
Yeah, I guess.
Disappear. But
it has to be, but it's kind of
an
small
Easter egg.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You're supposed to raise the Pelican.
So here's something that me and the rest of the Jak community have argued ever since I proposed that these birds are not RNG. I swear these birds are not RNG, and I'm going to get God birds because my manip works, okay?
With one hand.
Don't troll me. Good. Those are good birds. I'll still count that. Without the manip, they would have been worse. Trust me.
Yeah, do his manip, guys. What the hell?
Nah. There was a debate that the movement I do there is actually slower, which would then kind of compensate, like reverse compensate the time save from the birds itself. But I don't see that point, so I'm just gonna ignore it. But yeah, here's the Pelican cell, or where the Pelican would be, and now he's just a cell.
It's a very brutal game.
Yeah.
Pick up his remains.
Oh yeah, the family, you know.
Oh. Now you're making me feel bad for a Pelican in a video game. Come on, dude. So these are green eco cloggers, which is like the first thing Samos, the green loghead guy, tells us to do. And we do it like, how many? 20 seconds cell? I mean, I guess after Geyser, it's like 17th, but still. Yeah, we don't obey the casual rules, okay?
You have to follow the lamps.
Follow the lamps. They'll take you right there. So there I just land on the scout fly to destroy it when I go down there. You can actually maintain all of the, like the blue eco you get from way back and have it for a few frames when you land next to the Scoutfly, but I'm gonna have to make my excuse here and say I'm playing one-handed.
Good luck doing that one-handed.
Yeah, this strat, like top runner, barely gets even with 2 rounds. So
yeah,
I would not expect SixRoc to get this.
Yeah, SixRoc's one-handed PV is like better than half the leaderboard with 2 hands. So
more than half.
Yeah.
So yeah, here we're gonna be introduced to a bird, not the bird lady, but the bird. It's called Flut. We're gonna abuse that in like the 3rd last level of the run, and we're gonna break the game with it properly as we do a speedrun.
Yeah, Flut has a lot of height exploits, and overall is just very fast, and you're gonna see what we can do with that in the later levels.
Yeah, but Daxter is not its mom. Keep that in mind. Don't actually keep that in mind. It's completely irrelevant.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much Sentinel done. We're just gonna have to get a few Scoutflies and well, only 1 Scoutfly, but get a few cells. So all in all, that was what you would expect from a Sentinel. Not a hard level.
Yeah, it's pretty consistent.
Yeah.
Very consistent level. How's the orb count by any chance?
The orb count is actually enough. Like, you need to have 190 coming out of hub 1, and especially since I know I'm gonna farm later, I'm gonna get more orbs basically. Extra orbs you wouldn't normally get if you would have gotten the vent in Misty, but we didn't. So here we load out because we're just closer to the entrance after the load.
Yes, only 1 checkpoint in this whole level, so it always takes us back to the start.
So the Muse we got in Misty, that's getting returned to the sculptor guy who's really happy about it.
If you don't forget to catch the Muse.
Here, take this power cell.
At Ibs. Shots fired from the couch. Okay, so that is not optimal movement, but we adapt. So here's the last Sandover Scoutfly. We've kind of been getting these like coming out of Geyser, coming out of Misty, and just coming back here. We get these routed pretty well. And then we are going to bonk there. We're going to leave hub 1. So we need 20 cells to get out of here, but we get 28 because we just get the fastest cells in the game, and we have sort of 8 extra here. So Kira's going to tell us what the Fire Canyon is, and we can read a few donations if there's some.
Great, I do have a few actually. We have $10 from Tom Parr, who says, "Hey SixRoc, you beast. I hope you beat my 2-handed PB with 1 hand. Good luck."
Will do. Thanks, Tom.
$10 from Killer Moth, who says, "Oh wow, Jak and Daxter one-handed. It's ESA the Marathon, everyone." And we have a $25 donation from Fishies, who says, "Smiley face."
Smiley face. Thanks for the donations, guys. Keep it coming.
Just to remind you guys that we're on the 120 of $500 for the debug mode showcase at the end of this run. So if you want to see that, you better get those in before the end of this.
Right, so Fire Canyon is the first entirely Zoomer dedicated mission, or mission level.
Yeah.
We just, here's probably where the eco vents come most into play. The Zoomer gets highly sped up once you're loaded with blue eco, and if we didn't get the vent in Temple, these would all be closed, and it would be actually, it would be a lot harder to even complete the level, but we would probably be able to manage, but we don't have to because we have the blue eco open.
It's mostly much slower. It's like 15, 20 seconds.
Yeah, it's a lot slower if you don't.
And you can also stack them as well, so you can see SixRoc is going out of his way to grab several of them.
Several.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one thing is, if you collect the blue eco, you get faster. But if you let go of the speed button, you lose your blue eco. And there's a small trick you can do. You can to brake. You need to hold the acceleration button and the brake button at the same time, and you get to keep your blue eco.
Yeah, exactly. So here we're gonna do a cutscene skip. That's gonna be really convoluted, and it's gonna be in several parts. But we'll do our best to explain it. So here's the first part.
Okay, so the first part here is going to do a pause buffer so you can easily get a perfect save and load on this button. So it activates the cutscene, but we're gonna load out of the cutscene. But the cutscene still is here, so we're gonna do another pause buffer to go through the cutscene and completely skip it.
Yep.
But the fun thing is, it's still there, and it's gonna haunt us later.
Yeah, we still have to avoid the cutscene trigger later on, so don't forget about that.
Yeah, no. I've done it too many times.
I saw the pause buffer that I didn't really have time to explain. Basically, we just hit the HUD button on the pause on the exact same frame, and the game wants to open the pause menu, but first it has to close the HUD. And while you're in this weird state, you can do some stuff like going through that cutscene trigger.
Yeah,
Basically.
and we'll do even more with that later on.
Yeah, this actually, well, not one of the recent, but like one of the last big found in this game. It allows us to like skip a lot of cutscene. It brings down the game by like at least 5 minutes, I think.
Yeah, it's really nice that actually just skips the cutscenes because you know, we always want ways to skip unskippable cutscenes, so it's great. So here's Precursor Basin. This is another level where, well, this is like a main level, I suppose, where you only have the zoomer. So although you can get in here on foot if you glitch your way in, but SixRoc's going to be not getting a whole lot of cells in this area, but he's going to get a lot of orbs. So this place just has very easy orbs you can collect.
Yeah, it's probably the most, especially compared to the time you spend here, it's the most orbs you get.
Yeah, and even the few cells you get, like you only get 3, but it's still 3 very fast cells, so
Yeah.
very much worth it.
So the boxes he's breaking give him mostly 6 orbs. I was going to mention back in Fire Canyon that you really don't want to miss any of these boxes here in Fire Canyon because they give you 10.
Yeah.
So you're going to be behind if you just miss one box. So he's going all the way up this place just for the orbs, and there is a power cell at the very end.
And a scout fly.
Yeah.
And a scuffler.
Scout flies are spread out across the levels, but again, the routing team has been on it and figured out how to fix everything together.
All right, so here comes one cycle plans one-handed. Good luck.
Can we do it?
Or rather, not here comes, but like, you know, here's what we hope for.
Yeah. So we have a certain amount of this green eco, and when fast enough, we can get all of these plants before it runs out, even a single time. I think I missed that one at the edge.
Yeah, that one in the corner was pretty rough. The reason he
Almost.
The reason he went for the one on the very outside instead of continuing to get the ones in the middle is because, as you can see, they grow. Whenever there's one that's further away from the rest, that one tends to grow a lot more.
Yeah.
So yeah, still good, but like
Unfortunate.
one cycle one-handed is ridiculous. Have you ever done it?
Oh yeah, quite a few times. But yeah, I actually,
All right.
before packing my PS2, it's one of the last things I practiced, and yeah, took me a few hours to get it, even moderately consistently, but I guess no luck this time. So there's a pretty clutch eco vent, or orb vent, but it's really worth it. There's a lot of orbs in that. So as I said, the cutscene, the Blue Sage cutscene that we skipped, it's waiting for us. So we don't want to trigger it, so we're gonna turn our camera.
Yeah, he's holding the camera in a very specific way to not get the cutscene. And look at the controller cam for this one because he has to move to the left while still keeping the camera in the right way. It's very difficult.
Oh, I'm getting stuck.
As you can see.
If you fall in the water, it's really hard to like not have the camera move around and still like keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Especially with one hand, yeah.
Oh, Tom's gonna be mad at me. Doesn't like when I fail that.
A small death warp there you can do using the void fan to like just go faster. Just spawn under there, like it's like 2 seconds faster maybe.
You're going to see a lot of extended uppercuts in this area where, like we mentioned before, he's going to, punch off and then just spin just to get the height that he lost from the punch, or from the uppercut rather. So 2 boosteds here.
Yeah, so this is one of the level where getting the scout fire is actually pretty slow, because you have to get those 2 that are in those tubes, and as you can see, every time you push the button, you get like a pretty long animation.
You get a long cutscene, so
Yeah.
it's slow for this level. to
And
get
they're
this-
really already out of the way, so much easier to just get another cell.
Go for a cool skip here of the cycle. We don't get it, but we can do this as backup.
Okay.
Now, optimally, you would land on that and then roll jump into the cell, but that's for a different time, I guess.
That's a two-handed strat.
Two-hand strat. So yeah, roll jump into this cell, and I'll roll jump off of this. I just have to move back a little bit.
Yeah,
so
it's
I
a
don't
very
roll
awkward
off.
roll jump. Oof.
That was close.
Yeah.
So coming up is puzzle skip, which I can do at 2 health, but not with 1. So I'm not gonna. I'm try to not take damage here. Larry's leaving me alone, I guess, which is good.
It's not too bad that you took damage.
Yeah, it actually ends up saving time. So we clip there, and we jump into the puzzle room, and that completely skips doing that platform puzzle.
Yeah, so you
Nice.
can use the momentum of the platform by ground pounding on him, and then when you go back up, you high jump at the same time, and you get a bit more height. And all of the walls in LPC, like all of the hitbox, are actually much lower than the actual walls.
Yeah.
And so by getting like this slightly more height on your high jump, you can just make it.
Yeah, as you can see, he's going to clip through another wall because the walls are, very low. You can clip through the top of them.
Ah.
Okay.
I was on 2 health, so that
At
was-
least he didn't fall down.
yeah, that would lose a lot of time.
Yeah.
And we got the checkpoint here, so it's not gonna lose as much. This is actually one of the hardest tricks, especially for a new player to learn, because you do it like this. You can't see anything really.
Yeah, and getting that ledge drop, you really need to be
Blind
at the
boosted
very
on
top.
one-handed.
Nice one.
Yeah, we'll
Wow.
do another boosted here. This
Okay.
level has the most boosteds.
Getting get that second try was really good.
Yeah, I'm glad it didn't take that longer than that. I think I'm on 2 health, so loading's gonna be faster here.
Yeah, you're on 2 health.
Thank you, Gesh.
Yeah, it's slightly faster to die if you're only on 1 health, but it's not that much lower to learn.
Yeah, so normally I would want to be on like 205 orbs when I start going down this slide, and I've grabbed quite a few and I'm only now on that. So in the next level, Boggy Swamp, we're gonna straight up just get more orbs, so we don't have to worry about that. The orb vents are really the main, orb vents and crates are really the main source of like batches of orbs, but otherwise they're just pretty much in our way. So might as well take, if there's an orb in your way, take it, you're gonna need it. So because this level hasn't had enough clips yet, we're gonna do 1 more. And oh, I got a good vent cycle. So we're gonna clip through that, get the small height boost there. We're gonna wanna land. We're gonna wanna see where we land though. Then I'm gonna pause buffer that, hopefully. Thank you. Load out.
Nice.
So there's a cutscene that's
Menuing.
happened right after this cell, and because of that we can actually skip both the cell cutscene and the cutscene itself, which actually takes quite a while. That
Yeah.
cutscene.
Yeah. It's long because you get the cell cutscene and then you get the eco rising cell cutscene.
Damn,
And,
this is also this is kind of loud.
Yeah, especially when you're using headphones.
Here, we're gonna jump on the side of this, do an extended so that we can get up here quicker, and that's LPC.
That's very smooth.
It's one of the notorious run killer levels, especially for new runners, and glad that's out of the way. So we're gonna load again, just to get us to this dock here and to get the scout fly.
So normally, as you can see, there's a bunch of like, I guess rafts on the side, or like just planks hovering on the water. You normally need to talk to the gladiator, and then he like, extends them out for you and all that stuff. But it's just you could just easily roll jump across the water.
Yeah, streamer, you missed the cell. Yeah, we leave that cell because it saves the frames. Instead of waiting for it to come down, we just let it go down and then we get it on our way out. Also gives us a nice place to split. So
You want to split on a roll jump?
Oh, split on the roll jump on the way out. I remember that. Yeah, there was a runner back in the day that used to do that. He'd split mid roll jump.
Shout out to PDF.
Yep.
yeah,
Not the best place to split. Don't split mid gameplay, boys.
consistent splitting. Oh, I'm getting. So yeah, this game has the terrain, and in some sections lag can actually drop/eat your inputs. And also, if you rush the inputs, it's likely that your second input out of 2 won't actually go through. So it's like the game tries to limit you for pressing too fast, and you kind of have to get used to it.
The Boggy Swamp has a lot of easy cells, I'd say. A lot of that rock that he just shot with the yellow eco, which is, by the way, it's like a projectile.
Oh,
Wow.
This thing essentially.
yeah.
You can shoot down the rocks and get very easy cells with that, and also there's going to be a few skips later in the level. Well, hopefully, because it's very hard to get.
It's now a good time for a few more donations.
Yeah, go for 1 or 2.
Great. We have $5 from One Hand, who says, "Greetings from Finland. Great event as always. May I humbly request someone give us their best Owen Wilson impression?"
No one's doing it.
Yeah, next donation, thank you.
Okay. We've got $5 from Thoas, who says, "Hey Six, good luck on the run."
Thanks,
And a $25 anonymous donation. Thanks very much, guys.
Thanks to everyone for the donations.
We are also only $330 short now on the donation incentive for the debug mode showcase at the end of this run, so keep that coming along, guys.
Let's go.
Cool.
So yeah, there's 4 of these exactly similar power cells where you just shoot these shoot the rock off of the. It's holding down a zeppelin, and every rock will give us a cell. I want to shoot that one. Thank you. So yeah, and you may have noticed I actually, instead of just going fast, I wanted to grab 1 more health, and it's for a trick that's presently a 1-frame window coming up after the ambush section here. And I need at least 2 health for it. Nice. Get me out of here.
Oh. What?
Well, I guess we're not
nice.
doing it. Am I gonna die?
Can you farm green eco?
I can
maybe?
farm green eco. I don't know.
I think you should just
All
try to
right.
go for it.
All right, dude.
I've never seen that. That's very strange.
I
Yeah,
was-
he got stuck a bit and he lost
Yeah.
a lot of momentum.
I'm doing this a bit slow to get to 2 health. There we go. Now I just need to risk. Okay, we should be good. If I don't get the 1 frame, that was all pointless. But
You can blame me.
okay. Oh, there was 1 guy who just left here. So we're gonna go for the 1 frame. You'll notice if I spin, I've gotten it.
Yeah, it's very precise.
Yes.
Oh,
Nice.
let's go. Very nice.
Thank you, Qatar, for making me farm the eco.
Told you a bit.
So you can skip over to this section
Yeah.
and get this cell much faster than before.
Yeah, so what happened there is when you jump out of jump pad, you have a single frame on 60 FPS again to get a spin input, and it allows you to actually control Jak while you're mid-air, and you can get on that.
Yeah. So the jump is a lot lower, and you can control Jak in midair, essentially.
Also, the death there was intentional. It's faster to die because we're gonna be put down there anyways, and the only way to use the jump pad is to like shoot one of those rat nests.
Another
And
small trick is when you shoot with the yellow echo, you get a bit more height, so you can do a high jump like he did, shoot and then spin, and you can make it up here.
Yeah, you're normally meant to take Flut up here,
He's gonna
across
do it
all the
again.
platforms. Yeah.
I'm too far. We're gonna have to retry that.
Just wanted to show it one more time.
Yeah.
I'll go for it in Spider Cave, of course. So there's Boggy Billy. He wants to yell some random stuff at us.
Probably one of the most annoying minigames casually.
It's the longest cell in the game, so obviously we're not gonna get in here. But I think we're getting every other cell in Boggy.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So here we're gonna. You need 2 health here. We have 4, I believe, so we should be good. Because you wanna take damage here and skip the entire section of the platforming on the left there. And here's gonna be the last rock we're gonna shoot there.
Yeah, and you wanna shoot at a precise time because after you shoot, you fall down during the cutscene, so you don't want to fall down in the mud.
Yeah, the cutscenes in this game, they aren't like video clips that start playing. It genuinely happens in the world of the game. So everything like Jak moves in the cutscene or like falls down if he's in the air.
There we go, that's Boggy.
Yeah, we're gonna get the cell we left at the beginning. Gonna get these orbs. These 3 precious orbs. Does anyone want to explain claw skip? I'm not going for lava walk.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess
You go for it. You know the more technical explanation.
Alright, so the game has a safe net where it stores the level it thinks you're on, and there's a few different ways to store levels. So here we're gonna try to first skip the boulder, and we're gonna get a cutscene in the next area, which is Mountain Pass, where we fight Claw. And after storing it, it's where the fun begins.
Yeah. So Claw just disappears first.
Yeah, because you're not supposed to skip the boulder.
So here the cutscene starts.
Yep.
And when
so
they're gonna.
now this area is stored in the safe net. So that safe net is there, so if something goes wrong in the game, it's just going to load back those levels.
So yeah, my game doesn't actually crash there. It just likes to freeze for a second to keep me on my toes. Nice bonk.
Alright, so now that we have a level stored, we want to be in a different level that's was loaded, so we are going to go back into Boggy.
I'm gonna have to look at the time on the big screen over there. We're gonna do something really weird for a speedrun.
Yeah.
I'll tell you exactly when.
Okay, and there.
Right on 56, I think.
Yeah. So this is our speedrun.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoy.
Now
it.
we're gonna wait for an idle animation, which happens every time after 30 seconds. And what the idle animation allows us to do is, if we, at the same time as the idle animation is starting, we do a pause buffer, the game tries to load both the idle animation and the pause menu at the same time. And that's where the games don't know what to do and then load back the safe level.
There we go.
So you basically void out, and because the nearest checkpoint is behind Claw.
Yeah, because the checkpoint we had here was a Boggy checkpoint. It's now deloaded, so it has to give us a different checkpoint. And the closest checkpoint is this one,
Yeah, it's the closest one, basically. So we completely skipped the Claw fight. There is another faster way to do that, but good luck.
Yeah.
Right, good luck.
It basically involves a lot of stuff that we don't really have the proper information about. Basically, it's you flip a coin and you skip Claw or you don't. At this point.
Yeah. It's essentially a way to ledge grab a part of Claw's, like a platform in the Claw fight, and then get into the lava and then walk through everything, but you don't get it very often.
No, I've like frame tested that. It's too it's too tight to really have anything edgy here that could work.
Yeah, it's like it's not something to practice.
Yeah, you just run at it.
Yeah. Insert the try hard emo.
So on Mountain Pass, you have to be faster than the lurkers you saw at the beginning of the game, because if they're faster than you, they're gonna blow up all of the Mountain Pass, and so you have to overtake them. But actually, if you're too fast, they just blow up the Mountain Pass anyway.
Yeah, the developers were pretty lazy with that, actually. Instead of checking how far you're behind, it actually just checks how far apart you're from them. So if you go too far ahead, this effect will be the same.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So here we're gonna go back into Mountain Pass because I like this level. Or we're gonna bonk on it as well. So basically, there's a secret cell in here that you would normally want to open the yellow eco vent in Snowy Mountain, which we are gonna do, but we don't want to come back for it, and it would be slower to come back for it as well. But we're gonna do a boosted here to get to the other side. Nice.
Nice.
So
Very stressful boosting.
yeah, it's like a 20-second death if you fail it. But basically, a runner Goofy 358 figured out a high jump spin setup here to give us enough height to actually get to that cell. You would normally have to blow up a rock on the other side on the zoomer with the yellow eco, but if we can potentially get up there,
that's very good.
Yeah.
That's really good. That was definitely a gatekeeper cell for the longest time. I remember that being like, oh, we want to find this, but you know, Goofy just kind of like, yeah, you know, let me just find this real quick.
Blappy spent a lot of time on that.
Yeah. So now we're finally in hub 3, which only has 2 levels instead of 3. And we're gonna be going to the first one here, Spider Cave.
Gonna get kind of like the main hubs, like Sentinel Village, Rock Village, and Volcanic Crater. I'm just gonna wait with this. The scout flies they're spread out, so we get them spread out. Oh,
Nice wall.
Got stuck on something, yeah.
Didn't die. Spider Cave is a huge level. If you do like 100% runs, that's one of the longest levels.
Yeah.
Even like in the game file, this is the only level that's separated in like into 3 files. But in any percent, we really don't want to take that long here. So we only going to get like 3 cells.
Yeah.
No, 4 cells.
So because we're closing in on the last couple levels, am I allowed to talk to you for a second? We have.
Yes.
On this section?
It's kind of important.
Ooh, go for
Go
it.
for it.
We still have a long way to go, actually, for the Jak and Daxter Precursor Legacy incentive for the debug mode run showcase.
Ooh.
So out of $500, we're currently at 170. So if you want to see that, make sure to get these donations in the last couple bits.
Yeah.
Oh, this is very hard.
Yeah. This boosted. I'm gonna do a zoom to sort of buffer it and make it a bit easier, but we'll see. First try, baby.
Ooh, that's what I'm talking about.
Let's
Nice. That was really good. That's such a hard booster to hit.
That's like the hardest one, I think. Right?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
In no LTS.
Especially with one hand.
Yeah, with one hand. This guy's crazy.
Yeah,
Who is this
I
guy?
must forget it. It's one hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I've been watching so long for you've been watching for so long, and then you're like, oh yeah, right. He's actually one-handed.
I'm not actually one-handed. Speaking of that, I am. My other hand works properly. Like I said, this is just it's just a thing I decided to do.
So why do you play with your left hand instead of the right hand? Are you left-handed?
No, I'm not left-handed. I'm right-handed, and I get that question a lot. And basically, I'm gonna plug myself. I made a video about pretty much like the sort of explaining all of this and like an FAQ section. We're gonna also do another quad jump here. So jump, jump, shoot, spin, and we get 4 increments of height. So yeah, on my YouTube channel, which is this thing you see on the screen as well, you should find a video, detailed description, information about my one-handed runs and why I do them, how I do them, and all of that stuff. So a lot of the questions you have will probably be answered in that. Also, that spider cave down.
That's actually a really good spider cave.
Yeah, that was pretty solid.
Yeah.
Coming up is Red Sage cutscene skip. It's a bit different from the Blue Sage one, but we still use the pause buffer. But instead of avoiding it, we actually skip it by dying in it. So I'm gonna focus here for a bit. Nope, I'm gonna have to retry that. You can't bonk.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cutscene trigger for this one, it's actually so big that you can't load out of it. If you load out, you're still going to be inside of it. So another different way to also skip cutscene is to die when they start,
No, come on.
which you're hopefully trying to do here, but the camera is at
Yeah,
a very
it's
awkward
awkward.
position.
Yeah,
and
it's
you
an
have to go to
awful
that.
camera, and you cannot bonk
Yeah,
on
yeah.
that. You have to go out the door very smoothly and then die in the lava.
You have very tight.
Come
timing.
on.
It's still worth it. This is like
Yeah, it's still
The
faster
longest
than watching.
cutscene.
This is
Cutscene.
over 2 minutes of
Yeah.
cutscenes he's skipping right here, but this is definitely worth to keep trying.
I will get this. Don't you worry about it. Got it.
There we go. Nice.
nice.
Good stuff. So that skips the cutscene entirely, and he's going to go down here and grab a scout fly. And then head back to... Ooh, I have not seen that. The little punch over there. Yeah.
We
Neat
don't
stuff.
jump. We don't jump in here.
So after we get the Red Sage cutscene, to be able to go to Snowy Mountain, you actually need to collect 2 cells after the cutscene,
Yep.
which is, I don't think it's explained like anywhere.
Yeah, you genuinely don't.
Yeah, if
Get to
you
know
get
that.
like those 2 cells and all of Spider Cave cells before getting the cutscene, you can kind of be a bit stuck.
Well, you could buy some cells from the miners, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. my orb count is low, so we're gonna have to try to fix that in Snowy, which is brutally difficult for our last level. Well, it's not the last level, but it's like before the last area. It's the last part of the hub.
It's the last level where we get a lot of cells, rather. Yeah, it's like one
this
of
is
the main
like
ones.
this is like we're sort of like if our goal is to get all the stuff to lava tube, this is the last level before that.
Yeah, if you know the game casually and you're thinking about Golden Maya Citadel being the last level, you'll be a bit surprised.
Yeah. Well, let's just say we're not going to be doing that intentionally.
Oh boy, yeah, Snowy's pretty tough all around. There's a lot of skips. It's one of the glitchier levels. There's a lot of things you do out of order. There's a lot of things you don't do intentionally.
It's probably the level that has changed the most in routing.
Yeah.
But any of the route were like, it was still the hardest level every time.
Someone get on that history of Snowy Mountain video. That'd be a good video.
Probably.
After we finish the World Cup production one.
Ooh, are you plugging that?
I'm just teasing.
So the red eco for this area essentially just gives him like super strength, and so he's gonna use that over here. He's just gonna kill the enemies as normal, but this guy with the shield, he can punch through that and then kill him.
Yeah, that's the only way to kill those guys.
Yeah, you need red eco.
And here's a little skip. Easy peasy.
Right. So that ledge grab. The only hard part about that is timing the spin correctly, because once you spin, your downward momentum really just like stops almost.
Yeah, it looks a bit easier than it is because there's an invisible wall at the top.
Yeah, you cannot spin.
You're not supposed to come near this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're meant to get Flut and then go through a giant obstacle course, but you can just fall down there.
Exactly.
And here's yellow switch skip. Skips the entire obstacle course on the left there.
Yep.
That's right.
We're gonna go for, since the theme of this run is to get the one frame tricks, we're gonna try to do that here. It's a bit of a different one, but we're still gonna go for it. Ah.
Yeah, it's so rough.
Yeah, but there's like no penalty failing that.
Yeah,
you
can't really time that one with your jump, like the EcoPad one. So
He's gonna clip through the ceiling here.
This camera's strange.
it's something we haven't explained yet. When Jak is against, or he has like some different surface on top of him, he can sometimes, the game sometimes think that you're still on ground, so you can just spam jump and
yeah,
you're just gonna go.
So the egg we dropped in Sentinel, and we got Flut out of it. Here she is.
Flut is really gonna break this level because
So we're already out of the intentional area of Flut.
Yeah, as you could see, there was like an invisible wall there, but they didn't extend it out of bounds, so we can just.
So you're not supposed to have Flut in this part of the level.
There's like a very specific section for Flut.
Yeah, the obstacle course that we skipped the cell for earlier was that section.
And like this cell, you can get it with Flut very easily, but normally you would have to like take the yellow echo that's next to it and shoot it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take a few extra orbs because we're still low on them. I didn't realize when we got the one frame we actually skipped quite a few orbs that we would get off of that jump pad. But I think I'll be fine as long as I just keep paying attention. We can get 6 easy ones in Volcanic Crater as well. We need 270 to buy 3 cells from the miners in the cave. And I'm pretty sure we'll be okay.
This jump right here is quite difficult, having to land on this. Ooh, very nice. Yeah, that's very precise.
Yeah, as you can tell, Flut is very helpful. You can go very fast and collect things much easier.
See if I get this here.
Yeah, this is an interesting one.
The cutscene skip?
Yep.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah, so here, it's a bit of a weird one. When you move the camera, everything in the level kind of deload for a second. If you collect the cell, then does that, then the cutscene just doesn't play.
So yeah, the ice physics aren't notoriously good in Naughty Dog games.
Or in any game ever made.
Yeah, that too. I am gonna get these extra orbs here.
Those 2 pillars are like one of the
swag.
scariest one.
Nice.
Yeah, he's making this look very easy. Like, controlling Flut on the ice is so hard. There are a few things you can do to make it easier, like ground pounding and then not touching the analog stick,
Yeah.
which makes you stop on the ice, but you still slide a tiny bit, so you really have to watch the spacing properly. Also, this is a fight we just completely skip.
Yeah. So coming up is something that my ESA has mostly consisted of. The gondola that we took up to Snowy, going down would be the... I don't know if it's the same length of the cutscene or if it's...
Yeah, it's about the same.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same. But with Flut, we can skip that gondola. And yeah, I'm really going to have to focus here to know what I'm doing. And that's gondola skip.
Nice.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, so the scary thing about that is that you have to avoid the dead plane, but at the same time you can't go too far because you have to still get the checkpoint in here, because you need to like load after.
So you might be wondering why Jak is on an invisible Flut. Flut model is not actually in this level at all, so that's why
Yeah, it's invisible right
it's
now.
invisible. There's no model for it.
So snow is still loaded, but it's not displayed, so that's why we can still use it.
Yeah, if I go out of the cave on Flut,
Yeah, it will,
the game will hard lock.
yeah, it will completely deload Snowy and Sentry on Flut, and it's part of Snowy. The game really doesn't like that.
Yeah, so after these, I'm gonna save and load to get out of the Flut on foot, back to normal. So if we have any donation, feel free.
Oh yeah, we have a couple. We have $20 from Anonymous saying, Yo 6, good luck with the run, greetings from the Jak Discord.
Thank you.
We have $10 from Skits saying, look at these beautiful young men casually being gods. Keep being awesome, lads.
Thanks, kids.
So I'm counting because
Yeah. Thank you. Also, this cell cutscene, one of the reasons gondola skip is also faster, on foot, these cell cutscenes are actually longer than on Flut. So even though we don't see Flut, we get the Flut cutscenes here.
Yeah, it's a small bonus.
Yeah.
it's quite funny.
It'd still be faster without.
And 3.
Yeah. Thank
So
you.
if you buy the 4th miner cell, the game just crashes.
Yep. You don't want to do that.
Yeah.
You really don't. Because we don't have the orbs.
Yeah,
That's
during
the
the
reason.
cutscene,
So we're out of here.
during the cutscene it shows spider curve, and to show it, since all the cutscenes are in the game, it has to load it, and so it has to deload Snowy, which again the game really doesn't like if you're on Flut.
Yeah. So Guitars knows a thing or two about how the game's built. So you might want to take his word for these explanations.
Guitar is the big brain of the community.
Yeah.
200 IQ.
I'm gonna hope to not get trolled by the minecart. There we go. Good stuff.
All right, so here's Lava Tube. That's the area at the beginning of the run that I was mentioning.
Yeah.
Also, haha.
Haha. Yeah. So in a normal 80% run that doesn't have that no LTS at the end of it, you would only collect 20. Currently, only 20 in Hub 1, and then just surf through Hub 2, and there's a skip to like halfway of this level, and at that point the game doesn't really check how many of anything we have anymore, so we can finish the game. And yeah, it skips half an hour of gameplay, more or less.
Yeah, that's actually a new skip that been working on recently, where we can skip the first cell requirement, the 20 cell, but it's very not easy.
Yeah, it's not easy. That's the best way to play it.
We currently have no setup to do it in actual runs. Like no one has done it on console or anything yet. So
It'd be great to look back at this run and then like 10 years in the future we've got like Jak won in 18 minutes or something.
yeah, you could actually have Jak won in 18 minutes with that.
So here I'm gonna break so that I get both of those blue eco, because as Ricky said in Fire Canyon, you can stack the blue eco and it makes you go faster. So now my goal is to not lose the blue eco here.
And you can go through the second one, which is the reason he was breaking there.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see the oranges.
Oh,
Good start.
No, I missed one. I mean, I'm gonna have to turn around anyway, so I'll take it. So
I guess that's a mini boss.
Yeah.
I don't know. It kind of doesn't really make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, it's like the one part where you can lose time in this level.
Yeah, so at this point, I feel like it's worth mentioning we don't have to collect anything. We're through.
Yep. So I guess we could ask how far debug mode is coming along, because
Yeah.
we're nearing the end. We are nearing the end.
We are still missing $330.
Oh, that's gonna need a big one.
I'm sure we can make it.
It's gonna need a spirit bomb.
Yeah. It's gonna need the Jak community to team up right now.
All right. Yeah.
It's worth it, guys. You should donate.
Yeah, the debug mode's fun, but if we do not meet it, if the donation incentive is not met, just look it up on YouTube, figure out how to do it, and have fun with it. It's a really cool feature. Well, feature, but it was left in the game by the devs, and we found it this year's March, so it's very recent compared to a lot of things you see in the run. So we're gonna go for another pause buffer here to skip the Kira cutscene. Unfortunately, I have yellow eco right now, so I can't punch, but that shouldn't be a problem. We can roll into the lava, just like that, and then we can skip that.
Skips another cutscene.
Yeah, it's just the same as the red stage cutscene
So
skip.
yeah, now we're gonna do Citadel normally, and it's gonna take about 10 minutes. No, what we're gonna do is we're not gonna do that because my jump got eaten. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. Then we're gonna unpause, and oh look, it's the end of Citadel.
Alright, so the first version of the game, the Black Label version that SixRoc is playing on right now, had just a checkpoint bug at the end of the game where you could just save and load to the end of Citadel, which they fixed on the Grid Estate version in
Yeah.
America. But they didn't in the Platinum version in Europe, so Europe is the superior version.
Yeah. Here I'm gonna wait for a second, and we're gonna punch off. We're gonna hold forward, and we're gonna be on the final boss platform.
And you also did like another cutscene skip right after, but you're used to those now, so you don't have to react.
Yeah. I'm gonna go for all the one frames here.
Yeah, so the one frame you got in Boggy.
Ooh, nice,
Oh.
nice.
So yeah, that saves. I believe the first two save 3 seconds, and the
yeah.
last one saves 6. Yeah.
Yeah, a total of 12 seconds. Yeah, when you get the one frame here, the game starts the next phase a bit earlier,
Oh, I
so
didn't
that's
hit
why you save time. Another small time saver in this boss is also at the end of every phase, he's gonna jump in the air. There's a small cutscene that it skipped by doing so.
Ooh,
Ooh,
2 out of
nice.
2. The pressure's on.
Like 3 out of 3. It's the buggy one.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I get
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, again, that's a one frame trick in a 60 FPS game, so.
Yeah, hitting that 3 times. It's crazy. So he's not missed one yet. Pressure's on.
The big one.
Ah. Still
Dang.
good.
Yeah, that's still really good. Honestly, like
Yeah, 3 out of,
that's so good. Honestly, that still saves so much time overall.
Yeah.
So he's got a big old gun here.
He's gonna load it up. Ooh. And we're gonna dodge it. And we're gonna spam square. Might have to realign myself after this shot here. Ah, we're good. So we're gonna jump and spin to not watch the cutscene. We're gonna get the final cutscene. Do we have a big bomb in the donation section, or are we gonna skip the debug mode?
We got a $100 donation from Ananas
Oh.
saying, "You need a big one for the debug mode? Guess I'll have to contribute. Sounds far too interesting to miss." But sadly, we're still $230 away.
We have 30 seconds, guys.
Yeah, we got 30 seconds.
Gotta go fast.
Stay fuzzy.
So there's this cutscene left, and then the time is actually kind of random, so I'll do it for you.
Right. Yeah, thanks.
Is whenever, also don't roll jump.
Yeah, I'm not roll jumping. If you roll jump, you can die to the bomb or
And
the
yes.
bombs, and
Yeah.
So he needs the white eco to drop down here, and then it's time.
Yeah, it's random where it spawns, so.
It can also drop on your head, so I need to be quick.
I'm gonna. Oh, the spawn. I went the wrong way. And time. Maybe. There you
Oh,
go.
yeah, a
I'll
little
take
bit.
it.
Yeah.
Almost.
Okay. 102. Wow.
I mean, timing is when you read the eco, so.
Yeah.
It was still a good time.
So that's that. That's no LTS in an hour and 2 minutes, 54 seconds by the looks of it.
With one hand.
My left hand did its thing. I am truly a speedrunner. But yeah, I guess I do want to give shoutouts, especially to these guys for helping me out with the commentary. The rest of the Jak community has done amazing work to make this possible and to keep up with my insane methods of playing the video game. I've gotten a lot of support from people in my own Discord server and people just around me, in real life, friends, my family, my girlfriend. Everyone's been amazing about it, and I'm just super thankful for being able to actually be here. So thanks to everyone.
I want to say that it's SixRoc's first ESA. It's
Yeah.
his first marathon run, and he's doing like one hand. So
Yeah. No nerves,
Like-
102, just nails it right off
Yeah.
the bat. Yeah, it's ridiculous. So, stone cold.
Yeah. Thanks to everyone who makes ESA possible, and yeah, stay tuned, guys.
Hope you enjoyed.